To court and lane, to lane under the lights or under the sun. No one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
I call living.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NSU Soccer Complex on the campus of Nova Southeastern University. Dwight Spencer along with you as we bring you action that is of the Tampa Spartans as they are visiting the undefeated 10-0 NSU Sharks right here at NSU Soccer Complex. And talking about the NSU Sharks, they are at the top of the standings in the SSC, and right behind them are Rollins College and Embry-Riddle University as well. And those two teams they'll meet on November 5th and on November 2nd respectively. But back to this matchup here, the Tampa Spartans and the NSU Sharks. The Spartans were unable to actually get a game in this past Wednesday as it was postponed against Florida Southern, but they resume action this Saturday as they are on the road versus the Sharks. And the Sharks are coming off of a 1-0 win versus Palm Beach Atlantic, and they have won 80% of their games have been played at home, so they have an 8-0 win streak at home, and overall went obviously undefeated so far this season. And obviously the Spartans coming off of a win this past weekend as they defeated Palm Beach Atlantic at Pepin Stadium. And much of that first half for the Spartans, they outshot Palm Beach Atlantic 7-2. A lot of it was led by Moeko Morse as she played pretty aggressively as she attempted 4 shots, with 3 of them being shots on goal. And Tampa as a team played very smart as they committed only 1 turnover compared to 3 by Palm Beach Atlantic in that last game, as Ashley Loeza kicked in her 2nd goal of the season to put Tampa on the board as they eventually defeated Palm Beach Atlantic 1-0 in that game. And just a little bit more about this Tampa team. Michael Morse led the team in shots for the 4th time this season during that game. Megan Bromwell, the keeper for the Spartans, a 5'8" junior out of Hamilton, New Jersey, who had also attended Monmouth University, has started every game so far this season. She finished with a win that increased her record to 3-4 in each of the Spartans. And Morse, Barr, Wisman, and Caprara have attempted at least 1 shot in every game so far. So you can definitely say this will be a highly contested game as the Spartans are pretty much in the middle of the pack. They are 4th in the standings, right behind well, right in front of, excuse me, I should say, Embry-Riddle, actually, yeah, right behind Embry-Riddle Aeronautical and Rollins College. And, of course, the Sharks team, I mean, what else can you possibly say besides, 10-0 streak, 16 different Sharks have scored this season. And a lot of this has been led in part to Emma Heikkila really setting up the offense. She's tied all time at 15 assists with alums Mandy Adams and Stephanie Quinones on the season so far with 15 assists all time. As of now, Hall of Famer Sherelle Burton holds the program record at 18 assists. So Emma Heikkila on track to either tie Burton's record or surpass it. We're going to take a break here at the NSU Soccer Complex we won't take a break just yet. We'll give you the starting lineups. First on the Spartans side, at the forward position, the 5'6" sophomore out of Melbourne, Florida. We have Elena Barr at midfield, the senior out of Cooper City. Number 4, Ashley Loaiza, a defender. Sophomore out of Boca Raton, number 8, Quinn Knapp at forward. We were just talking about her, the 5'1" sophomore out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Number 10, Moeko Morse at midfield. The 5'7" senior out of Tampa, Florida. Number 16, Livy Wisman. At defenders, the 5'4" junior out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 18, Renee Taiwo. And number 19, Lacey Nacello, the senior out of Land Lakes, Florida. And the 5'2" sophomore out of Sarasota, Florida, number 23, Gabby DeSatos. At the forward position, the 5'4" senior out of New Providence, New Jersey, number 25, Lisa Caprara. And finally on defense, the 5'3" junior out of Malton, New Jersey, number 26, Taylor Coaster. And in the goal for the Spartans is Megan Bromwell, of course, leading the charge at the helm of this program for the Spartans, Erin Switowski, and she's assisted by Britton Spence. And on the Sharks side, pretty much usual starting lineups. That midfield, you have number 2, Chama Silva. On defense, number 6, Gabby Morera. At the forward positions, number 7, Hannah Kristoff, the senior out of Brampton, Ontario, Canada. And number 8, Adana Edwards, who's coming off of a goal this past weekend. On defense, number 11, Brianna King, the junior out of Pickering, Canada. On defense as well, number 22, Paige Napolitano and Mariah Troutman. At the forward position will be number 26, Deja Holman as well, and number 29 at midfield, the sophomore out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, number 29, Emily O'Connell. And starting in the goal for the Sharks, the 5'8" keeper, sophomore out of Pembroke Pines, Florida, not too far from our current location here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Number 1, Natalie Robania. So those are the starters for you here at the NSU Soccer Complex. As we've harped on all evening long so far, the Sharks are looking to extend their best start of the season and hopefully looking to get their 6th consecutive shutout at the end of today's matchup versus the Spartans. As they are meeting the Spartans for the first time this season after meeting them last season back on September 15th. I'm going to take a break here from the NSU Soccer Complex as we honor our America and her colors with the national anthem. Starting lineups have been called and the national anthem has been played, and it is just about time for us to kick off from the NSU Soccer Complex. As we talk about the Tampa Spartans, they are 3-5 overall in the season, 2-3 at home, 1-2 away, so they're definitely looking to improve their away record, and 3-1 in conference play. Their only conference loss coming to Embry-Riddle, despite a pretty rough start to the non-conference slate for them, losing their first 4 games to West Alabama, Mississippi College, at Columbus State, and Montevallo. And pretty tightly contested games, I assume, at West Alabama and Mississippi College. But as soon as conference play started, it was a big bounce back for the Sharks. They defeated Berry at home on September 21st. That was a 1-0 win. They went up to Eckerd on September 25th and defeated Eckerd 2-0. Went down at Embry-Riddle on September 28th and lost 1-2, and then they just bounced back on last week, October 5th, at Palm Beach Atlantic. They were unable to play their game versus Florida Southern due to inclement weather up in the Tampa area this past Wednesday. So that game has been postponed. I'm almost certain a new proposed date will come at a shorter in short order. Looks like the Sharks will be sporting their home white with the blue lettering, and the Spartans in their away black with the red lettering and the white trim. And folks, we are off on another adventure of NSU women's soccer from their home field here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Beautiful 82 degrees this evening, humidity at about 66%, winds moving at 12 miles per hour. Since roughly about the last week and a half, 2 weeks or so, the temperatures have cooled considerably here in the South Florida region. Some up from up north might not necessarily say it's not quite fall, but the temperatures are a bit cooler, and it does make a big difference, especially when you do play outdoor sports such as soccer here in the South Florida region. It makes it quite more comfortable. Or the Sharks off to a pretty solid attack early on here. So we got a corner kick here coming up by Chama Silva. Silva as she is looking for Adana Edwards. Here in midfield is Brianna King. Also back there assisting her on the defensive side is Mariah Troutman as she goes up against Moeko Morse. It's the 5'1" forward out of Chesapeake, Virginia, who's been a force to be reckoned with on this Tampa side. Sharks coming off of their 5th consecutive shutout win as they got the win over PBA this past Wednesday. That's 9 shutouts total on the season out of the 10 games that they've played, and only given up 1 goal this entire season to American International, and that was back on September 22nd. And folks, say that's good enough for 44 goals on the season, spread across 16 different Sharks who have scored on this squad. So this is a very capable squad here that works together very well. As Adana Edwards is putting some speed on these defenders. She tried to get a nifty pass over there to what looked to be Donna Edwards. Excuse me, Hannah Kristoff. Speaking of Adana Edwards, that 1-0 victory this past Wednesday came after a late score in the 82nd minute of the game. So although there have been very quiet starts in the opening frames of games for the Sharks and their opponents, they've really managed to put themselves into contest and really make it competitive late into games by really putting scores on the boards. Pretty late into games. And also to mention, this is the best start and the longest win streak in the history of the Sharks program since 1998, folks. So it's been roughly 21 years since the Sharks have seen a start like this. They would be definitely vying for an SEC title in hopes of making a national appearance. We're going to get it out there to Deja Holman. Here's Hannah Kristoff looking to gain control of it as it lands to midfield in the possession of Mariah Troutman. Heikala fighting aggressively for it as Hannah Kristoff gets a hold of it. Here's Adana Edwards as she gets some room. Edwards trying to cross over the defenders. The Spartans have got her closed in a box there a little bit. Seems just here's Brianna King at the midfield. Tampa as a team has a total of 10 goals scored on the season. They've also taken about 12 shots per game as well, so definitely be a very interesting matchup, as we should say, as the Sharks have taken about 26 shots on the season per game as well. Mariah Troutman comes right in to get the possession back on the Sharks side. Here's Chalma Silva as she goes up against Elena Barr. Hannah Kristoff was unable to gain control of it. The officials will say that is Spartan ball. This here is the Sharks continue to lower their nation-leading goals against average. Now down to just .10, while their save percentage, which also leads all of Division II, stays at 962. The defense has also yet to allow a goal in 366 minutes of SEC play and counting. So this Shark team is definitely a very defensive-minded team, not really giving up too many goals on the season. And also to mention, folks, in head coach John Constable's 5th season, he has now led the team to a 4-0 start in SEC play for the 3rd time. The first 2 coming back in 2016 and 2017. And in 11 seasons as a SEC member before his arrival, the Sharks had never done that even once. So a lot to be grateful for on this NSU side, as they have a great leader in head coach John Constable. Roughly 9.5 minutes into this contest, and the Spartans have taken a shot. They also have one save. There was a foul on Tampa, and Chama Silva gets an opportunity to get the free kick here. Silva gets a nice distance on it as it's taken up by the keeper, Megan Bromwell, for the Spartans. Bromwell has played all 8 games this season. She has her 41st save on the season. And she's averaging roughly 5 saves per game as well. She's also faced 73 shots on the season. Here's Hannah Kristoff. As Chama Silva gets some distance on it. Adana Edwards trying to come in. She almost loses control of it. Gets back at it. The defender, well, the Spartans comes right in the way and scoops it up. Here's controlled by Moeko Morse. She gives it over to Ashley Loaiza. And Gabby Morera will get it back out to midfield. Libby Wisman gains control of it. There's Morera going up against Wisman, and Hannah Kristoff will gain control of it at midfield here. She gets it over to Heikala, who has a little bit of room. Back over to Kristoff now. Kristoff looking to make a move. She cuts to her left. Kristoff trying to kick it in. It's deflected off of the defender for the Spartans. Here's Elena Barr. There's a Donna Edwards. They'll get it back to Emily O'Connell as they're looking to reset the offense, but this Spartan defense, they are right on The Sharks like icing on a cake, so this is definitely going to be a very competitive matchup this evening. Is Moeko Morse. She feeds it into Gabby DeSotos. Pretty close one there, and the keeper for the Sharks, Natalie Robena, will come right in and corral the save. They're being controlled by Libby Weissman. Is back in the Sharks' possession. Inside 30 minutes here in this first half of play. Still no score. And the Spartans, the shot taken there by what looks to be Moeko Morse, 5'1" sophomore out of Chesapeake, Virginia, who's been pretty aggressive since the start of this matchup. So got a foul on the Sharks, the Tampa ball. It's Taylor Coaster. Take it. It's headed there by Paige Napolitano. There's Hannah Kristoff as it goes out of play. Morse will send it to the back as the Spartans look to reset the offense. So far, 2 shots taken by the Spartans, just one on the Sharks side. One save for Megan Bromwell on the Spartans side, and 2 saves for Natalie Robena on the Sharks side. This one here is controlled by Lisa Caprara, looking to get ahead of the play. This is Paige Napolitano going up against the defender for the Spartans, and Paige get a hold of it there as Gabby DeSatos will get it back out to her keeper. There's Troutman as she gets it in, looking for Heikala. And Adana Edwards get a hold of it there. Here's Hannah Kristoff. Yep, at those four positions, you've got Edwards, Kristoff, and Deja Holman looking to take the charge. Chama Silva controls it at midfield on that far side. So there's Gabby Morera. She gets it ahead to Deja Holman on that far side. Holman loses control of it. Paige Napolitano in the backfield to keep it in play for the Sharks. Coming right in to sweep it up is Emily O'Connell as she feeds it ahead to Hannah Kristoff. Oh, it's Kristoff, and the defender for the Spartans comes right in and takes the momentum right away from Hannah Kristoff. We have a substitution here for the Spartans. It's like entering into the matchup will be Jalissa Richardson. She'll replace Lisa Caprara at the forward position. Pretty good effort there by Hannah Kristoff. She had a pretty good look there. She would have been able to capitalize off of that. Have a loose ball there as it's fed out to the midfield. Controlled now by Renee Taiwo. Here's Adana Edwards on the near side. Edwards looking to feed it over to Hannah Kristoff, and Taiwo is right there to meet her. Deja Holman now on that far side for the Sharks. The officials will call a foul there on the Spartans. Also, folks, forgot to mention that this Shark team has tied their program record for 9 shutouts in a season, and that record was set back in 1998. If they get another shutout after the end of tonight's matchup, they will have broken that record. And I'll make it official on this evening, October 12, 2019, as they played the Tampa Spartans. Atlanta Barr feeds it over. Here's now Moeko Morse. Morse tried to find some room against Mariah Troutman, and it's a nice defensive effort there by Troutman to move the ball out of play. King gets it to Silva at midfield. She didn't want to risk it there, so she gets it back to Rabania. Jalissa Richardson. As Heikala looks to come in and take it away. Donna Edwards here. Feeds it. Finds Kristoff. Kristoff finds some room. She's got 3 defenders on her. She trips up. They're looking to call a foul. It wasn't quite the case there. So coming into the matchup for the Sharks will be Brianna Page, who will sit down Mariah Troutman, and Alexis Nowak, who will come in at the forward position for Deja Holman. Correction, actually, it's not coming in for Alexis Nowak. Will be coming in for Adana Edwards, not for Deja Holman. Alexis Nowak, the redshirt junior out of Oviedo, Florida. Well, Nowak so far has attempted 3 goals on the season. She's also taken 11 shots, with 3 of them being on goal. Here's Brianna Page. She finds Chama Silva looking to feed it in to Nowak. It's Holman. She gets it across, so it'll be a corner kick for the Sharks as Chama Silva makes her way over to the near corner. "17 and a half minutes to go in this first half. As Chama Silva feeds it in, and it's taken to the backfield, controlled by Atlanta Barr. Hannah Kristoff gets a hold of it, and she gets tripped up there, and the official will call a foul on the Spartans as Kristoff gets some relief. Here's Silva. And it's headed out by the Spartans. Taylor Coaster looking for Jaleesa Richardson, the freshman forward out of Tampa. This here is Moeko Morse. And a big save there by Natalie Robania. As she is able to stop the Spartans from scoring. Three saves so far here for Robania. We're going to replay that one there as Moeko Morris had a good look there. She crossed over the defender there and just a straight shot. She's looking into the goal there, and Natalie Robania just doing a very valiant effort there at stopping the Spartans from getting their first score here. So 3 saves so far for Robania here at the start, at the opening frame of this game. And offsides, charge to the Spartans. A little under 15 minutes to go here in this opening frame. Both of these teams are very aggressive since the first kick of this matchup, and they've done both very great efforts defensively from stopping what would be very impressive scores. Pretty good feed in there by Silva. And Brianna King will look to dig that one back in, and here's sweeping it right up is Gabby DeSatos. DeSatos. She feeds it over to Richardson. Here's here Ashley Loaiza. That recent offside was at the 32nd minute. Just 2 offsides on the Spartan side. The Sharks have been charged with no offsides on their end. Here's Hannah Kristoff on that far side going up against Renee Taiwo. Here's Deja Holman after the short feed in. This is Heikala on the near side up against Taylor Coaster. And Gabby Marrera comes right in and gains control of it. She's feeding it on that far side, looking for Alexis Nowak. So under 10 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Neither team has scored. However, there have been some pretty good looking opportunities on both sides as Alexis Nowak was looking to get a hold of that. Here's Hannah Kristoff, and that one's, looks like she kind of tripped right over the ball there. But the official will call a foul on the Sharks. We'll take a break here at the NSU Soccer Complex. When we come back, we'll continue the action from Tampa Spartans and the Novia Southeastern University Sharks. We'll take a break here. We'll resume play here after the injury timeout on the field. I believe that was Taylor Coaster who fell down. The officials called a foul on the Sharks. It looked pretty, at least from our angle, it looked like Coaster tripped over the ball. She could not gain complete control of it, or the official will call and rule that a foul on the Sharks. We'll officially resume play here as we are just under 10 minutes to play here in this opening frame. Heikala feeds it over to Alexis Nowak. Nowak up against Renee Taiwo. And that one goes over the end line, out of play. Making it the Sharks' third corner kick here in this game. Silva's corner kick goes pretty deep out of play. And Brianna Page will look to reset it here. Folks, this has been a pretty nose-to-nose attack on both sides. Neither team really giving or allowing any room for error on the defensive side. As Chama Silva tries to come in and sweep it away, but Alana Barr will get a hold of it as Chama Silva gets right back up. Here's Deja Holman up against the Saddles. And the officials will rule it shark ball. Alexis Nowak trying to feed over to the 18-yard line. Napolitano will feed it over to Kristoff. Here's Kristoff on the far side. Kristoff feeds it over to Deja Holman. Holman tries again, and it comes right in there. The Spartan defender, but the keeper for the Spartans, Megan Bromwell, a little bit slow to get up there. May have got the wind knocked out of her a little bit. Looks like she's favoring her leg just a little bit, but she seems to be fine there. Looks like all parties are slightly slow to get up there, but they look to be fine. Nonetheless, a great feed there from Hannah Kristoff to Deja Holman. What could have been the first goal of this game. Chama Silva gets it ahead to Hannah Kristoff. And the official will say it is offsides. We have a substitution here, 2 substitutions. Emma Heikola will take a seat as well as Hannah Kristoff, and coming in is Nicole Staley and Olivia Graham. So bringing 2 fresh legs in here to hopefully close out this first half on a very strong note. Nicole Staley, the senior, 5'4" senior out of Hudson, Florida. Staley is one of those 16 players who has scored so far this season on the Sharks side with 3 goals so far. She's also taken 17 shots, and 11 of them have been on the goal. Here's Olivia Graham. Graham finds a little bit of room there. She takes a shot against Megan Bromwell. So make that shot number 18. Or excuse me, actually, it'll be shot number 11 for Olivia Graham. The far side is Jalissa Richardson. Swept up by the Sharks defenders. Cole Staley looking to feed it over to Alexis Nowak. And that one goes out of play. Here's Brianna Page. Page looking for that one, and the keeper, Megan Bromwell, comes right in and corrals the save. Here's Richardson and Napolitano on that far side. Inside 2 minutes to go here in the opening period. No score. Here's Holman as the Sottles kicks it out of play. And so we are under the 1 minute mark. The official will call a foul on Nova. The game was delayed just a little bit as if we're looking for a ball to put in play. The Sharks will line up defensively as they look to block this shot. As it was taken well over the goal. And that would do it here in the opening period. No score to open this first half. However, a lot of good opportunities by both sides. 4 shots taken on the Spartan side, just 2 for the Sharks. 3 of them on goal, and both shots that were taken for the Sharks were also on goal as well. 2 saves for Bromwell, 3 saves for Natalie Robania on the Sharks side, 7 fouls for the Spartans and just 3 for the Sharks. And 3 corner kicks taken for the Sharks and just 2 on the Spartan side. Folks, we'll take a break here from the NSU Soccer Complex, but when we come back, we'll have all the second half action and more for you. You're watching NSU Soccer right here on the SSC Digital Network.
is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
During our Race for the Record sale,
you save even more.
This week at Rick Case, we're out to break the record, and we'll do whatever it takes to stay number one. Get our guaranteed lowest price on every new vehicle, or get your money back. Save up to $10,000. And only Rick Case doubles your nationwide factory warranty up to 20 years. We're racing for the record, and you're the winner. This week at every Rick Case dealership on I-75, 441, and on Sunrise at the Sawgrass. Or save time. Buy online at rickcase.com.
You can learn to master more than business. You can become a teacher or an inspiration to future generations. And you can study medicine, or you can prepare to revolutionize it. With programs that offer a fast track to graduation, vast industry and alumni connections, and affordable tuition, NSU Sharks will always have the edge. Nova Southeastern University. Prepare to dominate.
It's a small finger, a worm.
Like a dagger?
Tiny sword.
Breadstick.
Matchstick.
A lamppost.
Coin slot! No.
10 seconds.
A stick, a walking stick.
The
A
Eiffel
fountain.
Tower.
Not Kilimanjaro. Big
Sorry. It's a tandem bicycle.
What?
As long as sloths are slow, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
What have we here? Another random school of fish. Watch as they mimic each other's every move. Even their own mothers can't tell these fish apart. In this school, there is no room for individualism. These fish live in fear.
Welcome back to the NSU Soccer Complex on the campus of Nova Southeastern University. Dwight Spencer along with you as we set you up for part 2 of our thriller here from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Tampa Spartans visiting Fort Lauderdale, Florida as they take on the undefeated Nova Southeastern University Sharks, who are looking to make it 11-0 by the end of the next 46 minutes. I'll just update you on a couple. Actually, before we update you on these out-of-town scores, just to recap the first half action that was, the Spartans took 4 shots to the Sharks 2. 3 of those shots taken by the Spartans were on goal, and both of these shots taken by the Sharks were on goal as well. 2 saves for the Spartans, just 3 for the Sharks. 3 corners on the Sharks side, just 2 for the Spartans. No yellow cards given out this evening, and 7 fouls for the Tampa Spartans, just 3 for the Sharks. Just update you on these out-of-town scores and what's going on. What else is going on in women's soccer? The Buccaneers of Barry University down in Miami Shores, Florida, they defeated St. Leo, the Lions, 2-0, and that game has concluded. Started at 6 p.m. Also, another final score coming in, Rollins at Palm Beach Atlantic. They defeated the Sailfish at the Rinker Athletic Campus 2-0 as well. Moving a little bit further north to Florida Tech, to Moccasin Field up in Florida Southern, up in Lakeland, Florida. Florida Tech has the 1-0 lead, and they are still playing at the they are at the halftime period as well. So Florida Tech has the 1-0 lead in Lakeland, Florida, and Embry-Riddle at the Eckerd Tritons, also at the middle of the game as well. Embry-Riddle has the 1-0 lead over Eckerd, and as we resume play, second period action here from Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the NSU Soccer Complex. Neither team has scored. Remember, folks, this past Wednesday as the Sharks defeated PBA, their lone goal, folks, only came in the 82nd minute of the game. So this Shark team is very capable of scoring late in games. And by all means, they will do so when they are given the appropriate opportunity. So we look at this offensive tack, much of what we've seen early on in the first half of play as well. Folks, we've got a nicely packed crowd out here at the NSU Soccer Complex. Not many seats in view. Very family-friendly environment here in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area at the NSU Soccer Complex. All here to support and to cheer on the undefeated Sharks of Nova Southeastern University. And our team is working hard to really update us on who all is on the field, but just from the purview, at least on the Sharks side, we've got Alexis Nowak, Hannah Kristoff, Emma Heikala, what looks to be Deja Holman at the forward and midfield positions. Chama Silva is also in. Emily O'Connell is at midfield. It looks like in the backfield we have got Mariah Troutman, Paige Napolitano, and Brianna King. And it doesn't look like there's a change in keepers. It looks like Natalie Robania does remain in the game at the keeper position for the Sharks as well. And on the Spartan side, it looks like we've got on the defensive end Renee Taiwo, Quinn Knapp, who's also here on that near side. On that far side, looks like we got Lacey Nasello, who will remain. All three will remain at the defensive positions. At midfield, we've got Ashley Loaiza, Moeko Morse, and it looks like at the forward positions we got Jalissa Richardson. We're still missing a few more folks. As soon as we can identify them all accurately, we will relay that message on to you as well. That's Libby Weissman who has control of it. Weissman, the 5'7" senior out of Tampa, Florida. So officially on the field for the Sharks: Robania, Morera, Napolitano, King, Troutman, Silva, O'Connell, Alexis Nowak, Heikala, Kristoff, and Deja Holman. So all those ladies are on the field in play for the Sharks. As Heikala kicks it over to the far right side for Troutman. Here's Heikala. She has control of it, feeding it over to Alexis Nowak. Nowak not quite ready for it. That will deflect off the back of the Spartans there. They'll call a foul, however, on them. Here's Silva. Here's Michael Morse. There's Ashley Loaiza as Gabby Morera comes right in and takes it away. And a nice save there by Natalie Robania off of the feed from Michael Morse. Another impressive save by Natalie Robania. Make that her 4th save here in this game. And her 19th save on the season thus far. Here's Gabby Morera at midfield. Well, this Tampa team is definitely a defensive powerhouse here in the SSC. Sniping at every opportunity they get. Here's Gabby Morera as she does a great job in getting the ball out of the Spartans' offensive territory. And fans were looking for a foul call there, at least the Spartan fans were. They did not call it or charge it to Emily O'Connell. That is an offsides on the Spartans. The Sharks will regain the opportunity here. Here's Renee Taiwo. Gabby Morera. The intensity is kicked up here in the second half. As Taylor Coaster is going up against Emma Heikkila. This is Elena Barr. She finds Loaiza on that far right side as it goes out of play on the end line, and Loaiza a bit frustrated with herself. She had a pretty good look defeated inside versus outside. And definitely not the look she was getting. Here's Silva. And Nowak comes right in. And Napolitano up against Jalissa Richardson here in this backside. That'll be Spartan ball. Next up for the Sharks, they will take a step back out of conference play, and they'll be at Columbus State up in Columbus, Georgia this coming Wednesday, October 16th. And that matchup is actually slated for 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so It'll be definitely a hot one in Columbus, Georgia. A 1 o'clock game this coming Wednesday, October 22nd. They'll resume conference play at Eckerd and at Berry. So the next 3 games for the Sharks are on the road. This will definitely put them to the test as they've played 80% of the games thus far they've played have been at home. So they have a pretty impressive record here at home and pretty impressive wins here at home as well. The only time that they played off the road were at Florida Southern. That was on September 28th. That was a Saturday evening game. And at Florida Tech as well. Here's Hannah Kristoff, feeds it in, deflects off a Spartan. Deja Holman gets a hold of it and made an attempt there as well, and it is saved. Here's Gabby Morera. As I was saying, folks, the only 2 opportunities the Sharks had to play on the road were at Florida Southern, at Florida Tech. And one of those matchups, the one most notably at Florida Southern in Lakeland, Florida, the Sharks won in overtime 1-0. So definitely this longest away slate at Columbus State, at Eckerd, and at Berry over the course of the next few weeks will definitely put this Shark team to the test, especially playing away from home. And this game in particular puts us right smack in the middle of the season, folks. So we have reached the midpoint of the season for the Sharks, and once they hit Columbus State, they will resume. After that, they will then resume conference play. But don't want to look ahead too much, as they still have got some work to do here versus the Spartans with 30 minutes to go in the second half of play. It's Deja Holman on that far side, looking to feed it in. And not too many substitutions either since the first half for the Tampa Spartans. Besides their one substitution that they made early on, which was Jalissa Richardson, but then they since replaced Richardson back with Lisa Caprara, so they're going with the original starting lineup that they did have to start in the first half. So they are, head coach Erin Switowski is very confident that her starting squad can come alive at least through the 60-plus minutes that we've played here in this game. The official will say that is Tampa ball. O'Connell could not keep control of it. That's Holman on the far side. As the Spartan defenders are trapping her on that far side, not really giving her too many good looks to kind of feed it over to Kristoff or Nowak. So next entrant into the contest for the Sharks will be Brianna Page, and Mariah Troutman will take a seat. Here's Hannah Kristoff. And Kristoff, pretty aggressive effort there to try and sweep it in. Here's Kristoff. Chama Silva finds it inside, and O'Connell is unable to do much with the rock. Here's Marrera. Oh, she did a beautiful crossover there over Jalissa Richardson to the but please our fans. Here's Jalissa Richardson up against Paige Napolitano. And Napolitano did a great job keeping with her defensively. Not giving Richardson a real good look there. There'll be a corner kick for the Spartans, making that their third of this contest. Their first here in the second half. And Heikkila does a great job of heading that one back out. Now in the possession of Quinn Knapp. And Natalie Robania comes right in and corrals it. And she took a pretty hard fall there, but she may have gotten the wind knocked out of her just a little bit. And Robania is good enough to get up on her own there, so she Took a pretty good slice there, but is okay to get up on her own. Natalie Robania doing a great job in the keeper position for the Sharks. You also have to give credit to this Tampa defense as well, and Megan Bromwell, who on the other side has not given the Sharks too many opportunities to score as well. So both keepers on both sides doing a great job as we have reached the 21st minute here in the second frame of play. Napolitano finds O'Connell, and O'Connell almost lost it. Was trying to get it back. The officials put in the possession of the Spartans. Here's Silva. She feeds it back to Rihanna King. Inside 20 minutes to go. Neither team has scored here in this game. And the feed in there by Taylor Coaster is a bit far and wide to the right. And a couple of substitutions for the Spartans entering in. We've got Emily Cady. She'll replace Elena Barr at the forward position. And number 20, Brooke Steigerwalt, who will replace Chalissa Richardson at the forward position as well. So some fresh legs in at that forward position as head coach Switolski is looking to hopefully get a score out of both of these ladies, either one or both of these ladies. She is bringing them in. Katie, the 5'2" senior out of Eastlake, and Steigerwalt is a 5'1" freshman. She comes from Chalfont, Pennsylvania. Chalfont in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, if you're familiar with that area. And that area is known very much for two popular sports in that area, soccer and lacrosse. So and Brianna Page trying to relieve the Shark defense in the backfield. Here's Napolitano, feeds it over to Nowak. Nowak looking to feed it ahead. Also coming in for the Spartans, the number 22, Sid Greiner, and she'll replace Ashley Loaiza. So 3 substitutions at that forward position, just a matter of seconds. You have Katie, Stargerwalt, and Griner. 2 seniors and a forward. Sydney Griner is a 5'4" senior out of Trinity, Florida. Here's Deja Holman. And she gets tripped up there. It'll be a foul on the Spartans. This is Brianna Page. Page gets a nice kick in. And it goes over the goal. Entering the contest now for the Sharks will be Olivia Graham, and she will replace Hannah Kristoff. I think we want to look at that one once more. As soon as we can find it, and we got it here. As Brianna Page, a nice angle on it. Had a lot of great distance on it, but just a little too much. A little too much mustard on it, and wasn't able to nail it home. I'll make that 4 shots taken for the Sharks, 3 of them that were on goal. And 3 saves for the Spartans. Megan Bromwell. Inside 15 minutes to go here in the second period. Neither team has had an opportunity to score. And need I remind you folks, the Sharks got a goal versus PBA this past Wednesday by way of Adana Edwards in the 82nd minute. So this Shark team is very capable of doing that. Here's Deja Holman. She's up against 2 defenders. She'll trip on it there, but a good effort there at least to get ahead of the play. Here's Paige. She comes right in and sweeps it up, and O'Connell will get it over, but as we've got a substitution here for the Spartans. Entering in will be Jackie Morris, and Moeko Morse will take a seat as well. So folks, I think it's probably appropriate to let you know what the overtime rules are and the NCAA when it comes down to soccer. If no goal is scored at the end of this second period, as Gabby Morera loses it to what looks to be Brooke Stargerwalt, and it'll be Spartan ball. as I was saying, if neither team has scored at the end of this second period, there will be 2 10-minute periods played, and at that point, it will be golden goal. What is golden goal? Well, the name is what it is. The first goal to be scored will conclude this game, and that will determine the winner of the game. After those 10-minute periods have been played, then we will move into penalty kicks. But before penalty kicks are even talked about, folks, golden goal, 2 10-minute periods have to be played in order for that to be determined. So Mariah Troutman will enter the contest, and Deja Holman will take a seat. So it looks like Troutman will now play that forward position. Troutman will try and gain control of it there, but it goes out of play. Here's Brianna Page. Under 10 minutes here in the second half. Neither team has still scored. As we are inside the 80th minute mark. Heikala feeds it over. She finds Alexis Nowak. And that'll be shark ball as Chama Silva will take the corner kick here. 4 corner kicks for the Sharks here. Real good opportunity here for the Sharks to put a score on the board. Silva feeds it nicely in. And it hits right on the top of that goal. A couple of substitutions here for the Sharks. Coming in will be Jalissa Richardson. She'll re-enter the contest. Katie will take a seat. And on the Sharks side, coming in will be Jessica Bonen-Clark, the 5'8" senior, who will replace Chama Silva. So Bonen-Clark will come into the game as we have got just under 8 minutes to go here. And as you can imagine, the intensity has kicked up here. Since we've last reported early on, at the start of the game, the temperature was about 82 degrees. It has now gone down to 80 degrees, and the winds have calmed down by 2 miles per hour, now 10 miles per hour. The humidity has gone up a bit from 66% to 73%. However, still a very nice, relatively pleasant evening here at the NSU Soccer Complex. Seven minutes to go. Once again, folks, if the Sharks can record another shutout here in this game, they would have surprised that program record, making it 10 shutouts in a season. And that record was set back in 1998, so 21 years ago, folks. And 21 years later, if the Sharks can get a shutout here, we'll make it another shutout. One of the best starts in program history for this team. And you've got to be pleased with head coach John Constable and his coaching staff and the ladies for putting in all this effort to get them this great start and hopes of an SSC conference championship. That's step number one, and then step number two, making a great run in the NCAA regional play and hopefully making a national appearance. Substitution for the Sharks. Yes, Bonin Clark will enter. So Bonin Clark will enter the game, and Moiko Morse will also enter the game for the Sharks, replacing Sid Greiner. Here's Gabby Marrera. Marrera, nice feed in as Mariah Troutman was right on it, but it's saved by Megan Bromwell, the keeper for the Spartans. Under 5 minutes to go. Still got a pretty close one here, folks. There's Atlanta Barr. Heikela feeds it ahead, looking for Olivia Graham. Play goes behind her just a little bit. She got Brianna Page right behind her to clean it up a bit. Page passes a defender. Oh, Page just has a little bit of room here. Let's see what she can do as it bounces off of the Spartan defender there. There's King. And Natalie Robania for the Sharks will come right in and take it away. Under 3 minutes to go, as Brianna Page will pick one nice to the left. Here's Emma Heikkila. She tried to take a pretty decent shot there as it bounces off of the defender for the Spartans. Sid Greiner there. And into the game now for the Spartans will be Ashley Loaiza, who will replace Libby Weissman. Two minutes to go. Let's see if we can get a score here and hopefully seal the deal for the Sharks. Here's Renee Taiwo. Here's Gabby Morera. She gets it over to Alexis Nowak. 75 seconds to go here in the second period. And Morera will kick it out of play. 1 minute to play here in the second period. A substitution for the Spartans here. Entering in is number 4, Ashley Loaiza, who will replace Libby Weissman, number 16. Jackie Morris. There's Brianna Page. Goes out of play. 15 seconds here in the second period. Here's Jalissa Richardson. And that will conclude regulation. We will be heading to an additional period. Well, folks, at the end of 2 periods, neither team, the Sharks or the Spartans, able to put a goal on the board. So we will go to an extra period. Just a reminder, the rules stand as golden goal periods. So you get 2 10-minute halves. If a team scores, if any person scores on either team, that seals the deal. The game is done. That is, considered the winner. After 2 10-minute periods, so after the 20-minute session has been played, then we will go to penalty kicks. We will start that shortly, but just to recap, that was what happened in regulation. 6 shots taken by the Spartans, just 5 on the Sharks side. 3 of them being on goal for the Sharks and 4 of them being on goal for the Spartans. 4 saves on the Sharks side for Natalie Robania, just 3 on Megan Bromwell on the Spartans side. 4 corners for the Sharks, just 3 for the Spartans. And the Spartans have committed a total of 12 fouls, and the Sharks a total of 8 fouls as well. And we are live here from the NSU Soccer Complex. We're going to take a break here, but when we come back, we'll give you overtime action. Spartans and Sharks. You're watching SSC Digital Network.
Court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun. No one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Outside here at the NSU Soccer Complex. Dwight Spencer along with you as we bring you overtime action that is in the University of Tampa Sharks and the Nova Southeastern University Sharks. Both teams just, nose to nose defensively, doing great jobs, really closing in on each other's offensive attacks, and that's pretty much what has brought us here to the third period. Once again, as I stated before the break, if either team scores a goal, that seals the deal. It's the golden goal. That's the rules in NCAA play. After 2 10-minute periods have been played, so after the 20-minute session has been played, divided into 2 halves, then we will then move to penalty kicks, or PKs, as the acronym for short, to determine a winner at the outcome of this game as well. So it looks like we got on the field for the Spartans. Number 4, Ashley Loaiza. Number 12, Jalissa Richardson. Back here, number 23, Gabby DeSotos. Trying to see a couple of the other ones. Renee Taiwo. As soon as we can get you all of them, folks, we'll get you updated. And the Spartans are off to a pretty hard start here. This is Jalissa Richardson weaving her way through the Sharks defense. As Troutman will try and move out of play. Shot attempt taken there by Taylor Coaster. Goes out of play. This is the first 10-minute period that's played, as Deja Holman on this near side gains control of it. Finds Paige Holman. Gains control of it. Sends it back to O'Connell. Here's Marrera now. Holman finds O'Connell, and O'Connell will knock into the shin of Moeko Morse. And she kind of went down just a little bit, but it's good to get back up. So we got a substitution here for early on at the start of overtime for the Sharks. Looks like entering in will be Jessica Bonin-Clark, and Chama Silva, who has yet to take a break in this matchup, will take a seat. So on the field for both teams, for the Sharks, number 3, Alana Barr, Bromwell, Morris, Richardson, Tyrell, Loaiza, Wisman, DeSaros, Coaster. And for the Sharks, Robania in the goal, King, Napolitano, Marrera, O'Connell, Page, Troutman, Heikala, Silva, Graham, and Holman. So those are your starters with a replacement of Jessica Bonin-Clark in for Chama Silva, most recently seconds ago. Page putting a little bit of distance on it as Graham is looking to get control of it. Here's Napolitano to throw it in for the Sharks. Actually, she'll feed it over to Troutman. Under 6 minutes to go here in this third period. Golden goal will win the game. The Sharks looking to be that team to score that goal and record their 10th shutout, 6 straight here in this season. This remarkable start to the season, I should say. Brianna Page here on the near side, feeding it ahead to Olivia Graham. Here's Bonin-Clark to do the honors of the corner kick. Bonin-Clark feeds it over, and it's headed out of play by Olivia Graham. As we are under 5 minutes to play here in this first of 2 10-minute overtime periods. Bonin-Clark. Jessica Morse. Feeds it over to Ashley Loaiza. Olivia Graham feeds it nicely ahead to Jessica Bonin-Clark. And Bonin-Clark unable to gain control of it. I tell you, the passing for the Sharks has been superb in this matchup. Just unable to really capitalize on it. Troutman. That's a handball. Will be possession in favor for the Sharks. Gabby Morera. She finds Page. Brianna Page, that is. Brianna Page crosses over the defender, feeds it back in. It's still in play, folks. Bonin-Clark sweeps right in. Bonin-Clark finds it inside to Emma Heikala. Heikala passes it back out. Alexis Nowak that time. Excuse me, actually, that's Emily O'Connell. She had too much on it there, and it goes wide to the right. The officials calling for a stoppage in play, or at least on the clock. Not quite sure what may have happened. So it looks like coming in for the Spartans would be number 17, Jackie Morris. She'll replace Ashley Loaiza. One of the strangest things just happened. One of the Spartan players she's on the back side of the fence, but she never came back over, so yeah, it looks like she's good. She may have been cramping, but she is now making her way back over to the bench. Kind of missed it from the angle that we've got it at, but it seemed to me that she, I guess, climbed over the fence and just didn't quite make it back over. But she is now making her way towards the Tampa bench. As we are now 40 seconds remaining here in this third period. Page over to Graham. Deja Holman. Holman feeds it in. And a very close attempt there. Deja Holman. Deja Holman had a pretty good feed there, but it looks like that won't quite do it. We will head into a second overtime. think we should take a break here, and looks like we will do that. Actually, we won't quite go to the timeout just yet, but as we head into the second overtime period, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, you'll have second overtime action here from NSG Soccer Complex.
You can get an MBA, or you can learn to master more than business. You can become a teacher, or an inspiration to future generations. And you can study medicine, or you can prepare to revolutionize it. With programs that offer a fast track to graduation, vast industry and alumni connections, and affordable tuition, NSU Sharks will always have the edge. Nova Southeastern University. Prepare to dominate.
Back outside here at the NSG Soccer Complex, Dwight Spencer bringing you all the overtime action that we've got here from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's the Tampa Spartans and the Nova Southeastern University Sharks in the second overtime. So neither team able to capitalize on a goal in the first overtime, so we will go to an additional 10 minutes after this 10-minute period has been played. If neither team has scored, then we will move into penalty kicks. So that's what we've got up against us at this moment. A second overtime period to hopefully determine a winner. And at least for the Shark fan favorite, hopefully it is in their favor. So we got free soccer here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so I'm sure the fans are quite excited about that. But being more excited about free soccer, you got to be excited about the way this NSU soccer team, the NSU women's soccer team, I should say, has put together just an incredible start to a season with a lot of great wins, and making this their second overtime game of the season. Their first overtime game coming out of Lakeland, Florida, when they faced Florida Southern back on September 28th, and they got the 1-0 win in overtime. They got Florida Southern. So this is their second overtime game of the season. So you know, officially say they are no stranger to overtime games. They're no stranger to close games either. But definitely, their SC opponents are definitely putting the Shark team to the test. Bona Clark feeds it over to Troutman. Goes out of play. Here's Heikala. O'Connell. It's Brianna Page on the far side against the Spartan defender. Page crosses over. Page finds some room. And it's taken away by the Spartan defender. And trailing this one down here is Brianna King. She gets it back out to Natalie Robania. Here's Mariah Troutman. Feeds it over to Emma Heikala, who completely missed it there. Troutman as it bounced off of Spartan defender. Under 8.5 to go here in this fourth period of play. Albania feeds it over to Bona Clark. There's Moika Morse up against Emma Heikela. Oh, she feeds it through Heikela. And she's trying it again there for go up against Mariah Troutman. Didn't have much luck there on the second time. An opportunity there by Quinn Knapp, bounced off of Troutman. And a shot taken well over the goal there by Quinn Knapp. It was well over the goal there as we have reached 7 minutes to go here in this fourth period of play. And Troutman will put some distance on it there as Hannah Kristoff is trailing it, and Heikela will get a hold of it there. Heikela feeds it over to Bonin Clark. Back to Heikela as she is pushing and tugging a little bit there. Here's Hannah Kristoff as she turns on the defender. Napolitano tried coming right in and sweeping it up. Here's Troutman. Heikela gets it back to Gabby Morera. Morera feeds it nicely over to Bonin Clark. And Bonin Clark unable to keep it in play as it goes out in the end line. And you hear the sighs from the NSU crowd and some of our game day staff working this game. But folks, if you could see the crowd out here, at least at NSU Soccer Complex, we've got folks standing as far as along as possible. In a moment here, as soon as the goal is scored, there may not be another seat in this house. Hannah Kristoff, she has an opportunity, and Renee Tyrell comes right on top of it. And Megan Bromwell there to help defend on it as well. The official will call for a timeout here as we reach the 5:06 minute to go here in the fourth period. Also this season, these Sharks are playing in their second overtime game as well. First overtime game came by way of Mississippi College back on September 8th of this season. And they lost that game actually 2-3. So in overtimes this season, Spartans 0-1, Sharks 1-0. And if things kind of continue up as they are here in this game, we may be seeing penalty kicks within the next 4.5 minutes to determine a winner. Under 4 minutes to go. Lacey Noswell. Substitution here for the Sharks. Entering in will be number 2, Chama Silva. So Chama Silva will re-enter the contest. And Gabby Morera will take a break. Actually, it's not Gabby Morera. It'll be Hannah Kristoff who will come off. Under 3 minutes to go. Just to update you as to who's on the field for the Spartans. We've got Bromwell, Morris, Richardson, DeSotos, Taiwo, Barr, Coaster, Nasillo, Knapp, Morris, and Wisman. And on this Shark side, we got Urbania, King, Morera, Napolitano, Troutman, O'Connell, Page, Heikela, Bonin, Clark, Holman, and Chama Silva. So that's just to update you as to who is on the field of play at this given moment. Spartans. Nice feed over to the 18-yard line. And a nice deflection off of Gabby Morera to not give the Spartans a goal there, as Deja Holman is trying to get a hold of it. And not much time to argue which way the ball is going to go. You just got to play until the very last possible second here, as we've got 90 seconds to go here in this fourth period. Libby Wisman. Spartans are on a very, very tight hustle here, as Page is trailing it. Page will get it deep out. Chama Silva right behind her, trying to scoop it up. Got a minute to go here in this fourth period. Defenders coming in for the Sharks, and Gabby Morera once again comes right in and is a block and is like a wall at the net, defending the Spartan offensive attack very nicely. Here's Chama Silva. Sharks looking to get another opportunity here. Robania with a nice and easy save. 30 seconds to go. Still in this fourth period of play. Sharks got to hustle if they want any opportunity here. Here's Robania. 15 seconds to go. Sharks have an opportunity. And Page will come up with it again, and that will conclude the 20-minute session that we've had here at NSU Soccer Complex. So, actually, my correction, folks, there is no PKs, so that will be a tie. So that will tie. The only time that there will be penalty kicks is in the postseason to determine the play. So that will conclude our matchup here from NSU Soccer Complex. A final score of 0-0. Neither team able to come up with a score here. So it's the first tie of the season for both teams. And just to recap what happened in today's game. So 9 shots taken by the Spartans, 6 for the Sharks. 5 of them on goal for the Spartans, just 3 on goal for the Sharks as well. 5 saves on the Sharks side. Natalie Robania, and 3 saves on the Spartan side. Megan Bromwell. 5 corners for the Sharks, 6 for the Spartans. No yellow cards given out this evening, and 13 fouls total for the Spartans and just 9 for the Sharks. And once again, a very great game this evening. Very competitive game, I should say, defensively for both teams as well. But unfortunately, neither team is able to come up with a goal scored in this game after 2 overtime periods played from the NSU Soccer Complex. So that'll do it for us here from the NSU Soccer Complex. The next time the Sharks will be in play will be next Wednesday afternoon, a 1 p.m. start at Columbus State, and they'll be back in SSC play on October 19th. That's a Saturday evening game up in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm Dwight Spencer saying thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again, make it a good one, folks.
Court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun. No one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship, found nowhere